majina ni Naiyianaye and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Thank you guys for taking your time to watch this video. I appreciate, I know you have time, but I still appreciate for you sparing a little time to watch my videos. And ashe oleng, you guys mean the world to me. I really appreciate how you guys doing, how it's quarantine taking you. I hope you're learning things, but if you're not doing anything, don't kill yourself. Don't kill yourself. The only struggle you have right now is to survive. Is to survive. Mtu asikwambie kitu yoyote kama umeshinda ukilala kwa kitanda the whole day, unless you have gone back to work and you need to go back to work and you need to start working. I don't know if you guys have noticed that life is slowly going back to normal. I think we'll get to a point where we just need to live with the virus because people have been going back to work, and I think I've seen so much movement outside than it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I personally can't wait. I have promised so many people things that I want to do after corona, and wow, I'm just bracing myself because girl has so much to do after corona, and I hope, actually not I hope, I'm gonna do it. I have realized something this duration of quarantine is that I personally, I'm not good with being by myself, but I have been by myself almost the whole damn time. I have been by myself. So sometimes, yeah, you enjoy the company of people, but deep within, it is very important to be comfortable with your own self, with being alone, with your own company. And that is something that I have learned during this quarantine, and it's something that I really appreciate because I have, apparently, you never stop learning yourself. You never stop learning new things about your character and about the person you are inside, especially when you are alone. And I have learned so much about it. Oh my god, I have learned to make major decisions by myself without asking my friend, hey, unaonaje hii, or a person that I like. I have learned to make decisions by myself, and I have learned to listen to myself first before I call someone else, or before I talk to someone else, or before I consult someone else. I have learned to focus on what is important to me when I am alone. You get what I'm trying to say? So I really hope that the period that is left, because I know this period is not going to be long, ikitu inaisha soon.
Na hii ni kama homa tu, tutapigana nayo sisi, tutakula mwarubaini huko, tutaomba Mungu itatoka tu.
So if you are not comfortable by yourself, or being by yourself, or by your own, with your own company, I think this is the time to learn yourself. Watch those videos, listen to those podcasts, read those books, see how you can learn things about yourself and about your character and all those good things that you need to know about yourself as time goes. Another thing is, this is the longest time that I have stayed without seeing each member of my family. I'm those kind of girls who ikimaliza wiki moja, home mbio, I need to see how my mom is doing, my dad is doing, and my siblings and all that, or at most 2 weeks. But this is the longest time that I have stayed without seeing my family, and I really miss them. But again, it is a learning period, it is a learning process. I'm preparing myself for marriage. Sinasikia watu wakiolewa waendangi kwao nini kila siku. Anywho, so today I'll be talking about friendships. I've been wanting to talk about this for the longest period. It's basically about dealing with toxic relationships stroke friendships, but I'll focus more on friendships. So something that I need you guys to know, number one, is that I will not focus so much on how to deal with it, because we all know, number one, we all know when something is toxic. We all know when something is toxic. And number two, we all know how to deal with something when it's toxic. The same way when you consume something that is toxic to your body is trying to fight it. That is the same way we fight. If we are all aware of how to deal with toxic things in our life, we just try to how do I put it? We just try to ignore. We just try to compress that part within us, but we are aware when something is toxic. My friend called me and I had to pause. So as I was saying, we are all aware when something is toxic, and we know how to deal with something when it's toxic to us. So without much talking, let's get to it. So first things first, friendships are very important in our life. Let's just agree on that. Friendships are very important. If you want to know how important friendships are in our life, just look at your call log. See how many times you call specific people, your friends, people that are not family, your friends, and see, try and listen, or try and remember the conversations that you had with those people. You get what I'm trying to say? You get to realize that when something good is happening, they're the people you call. When you want some kind of cover up, they're the people you call. When you want a favor, they're the people you call. When you want someone to step in for you, and the people you call. So friendships are very important in our life. As much as we try to deny that, as much as we preach that the smaller the circle, the less the drama, at the end of the day, friendships are very important to us. Personally, if I argue with a certain friend of mine and we are not talking for a certain duration, of course it after some time it goes away, but at that specific time I feel like my moods are so down. I feel like things are not going back, not going as they are supposed to go, and it really affects me. So I know and I have learned that friendships are very important in our life. So personally, I have been blessed. I have really, 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 really amazing friends, and I thank God, and I thank God for them, because to be honest, they have played a major role in my life. And people keep asking me, why do you say you have a lot of friends? Like, why do you say like you have more than one or two or three best friends? And the reason is, people are very different. People are very different. People have been raised differently. People have different personalities. People have been troubled by different things. So you can't really treat everyone with the same way you treat a specific person. You understand what I'm trying to say? So my point here is, my friends have their strengths and their weaknesses. I do have my strengths and my weaknesses, and we are all human. So a specific person, like for example, I have 5 friends, A, B, C, D, E, yeah? So A has a certain strength, B has a certain strength, C, Evo, and the same way they all have their different weaknesses, and me on the other side the same way. So strength ya huyu kama inanisaidia, see the same way strength ya huyu itanisaidia. You get what I'm trying to say? So like, I have taken time to understand my friends, and I know a specific friend is a listener and another one isn't. A specific friend is social. Like, I have taken my time to understand my friends, and let me tell you, if I was to get married tomorrow, if I was to get married tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, imagine the first thing that I will tick on my to-do list is my lineup. That is how much I have confidence in my friends, because really, friendships, like any other relationship, it's a two-way traffic, and over time we have learned, my friends and I have learned to both work on the relationship, on the friendship, and to create it and to make it the perfect friendship for us. You get? So as I said, friendship, like any other relationship, is a two-way traffic. And another thing, you have to have something to put on the table. Yes, like any other relationship, you have to be able to have something to put on the table. You just can't go there wanting to receive and to receive and to receive. You have to have something to put on the table. Sometimes you get that person, that friend, that you really have to be more present than they are, because maybe they are going through some stuff, maybe they are being bothered, maybe they have anxiety issues, maybe they have like a certain kind of stress. So you really need to up your game and to be like the more present friend in the relationship, because in the friendship, because it is like that. Generally, we need friendships that are two-way. We need friendships that both of you are able to put something on the table. So so these are the kind of friendships that you need in your life. Before I go on, the major thing that you need to do to be able to choose good friendships is to understand your friends. You really need to take your time. Over time, I have taken my time to learn my friends. You really need to understand them. You really need to know their strengths, their weaknesses. You need to understand that they're imperfect and they are human, just as you are. The same way you need to be treated is the same way that you need to treat someone else. You get what I'm saying? So let me give you, like, I think 3 examples. I'm going to try and talk fast. Gosh, hii time inafanya mtu anaongea vitu mingi kwa video. So there's this specific friend that I have. She's present. Those kind of friends that you call them when you have an issue, and they will be first to ask, how can I help? What can I do? How can I make the situation better? But now let me tell you her setback. She will never visit once in a year. No matter how many times you go visit her, Aki, she will never visit. she's those kind of people who are like, aki wewe tu kuja unitembele. And kitambo it used to bother me. I'm like, mimi nashindanga kwako, ninakujanga kwako, I spend time with your fam, why don't you come and see me, even if it's once or twice? And then I realized aki she has a stressful job. Number one, she has a family. Mimi nikienda huko kukaa kwa mtu for 2 weeks ama 3 weeks ama niende nikakae for 1 month, it won't really mess up anything in my life, because you know I don't have any major responsibility, you know I don't have kids, you know ninajaribu kusema so I got to understand that about her. And then another thing, so I got it in my head that what I need to offer is my quality time with her, and for that to happen I need to visit her. It is okay, it is fine when you need to unafaa kuwa mpole, you need to humble yourself and do whatever. And when I need her help, nakwambia, however way she can help, trust me, she's always there to help. Number two, there's this friend that I called sometime back, and I talked about my issues. Mind you, me, to be honest, I'm not those kind of people who will pour everything that is happening to me there and then. I will after I have already solved it, but sometimes I am not those kind of people who will be like, wacha nikwambie kila kitu says. So that time I talked to her, I told her about everything that I was going through, and then after the whole conversation, which was like an hour, she was like, sasa unataka kulia? Do big girls cry? Sasa unataka? I was so mad. I was just pouring my heart out to you. I just wanted you to say, well, yeah, or aki, gosh, you pass it, you know. She was like, I was so mad. Like, no, that is what almost made me cry, because I'm like, I needed you to be a friend. And then I came to realize that in my relationship, I am the listener. Mimi ndo nitamsikiza. I listen to her, I let her cry on my shoulder, I let her cry in my ears, like whatever, she can do it all. But let me tell you, whenever I am visiting my mom and she's present, she's those kind of people who will be like, your mom is boys, she'll go to the supermarket and she'll shop for my mom, like they're friends, you know. And those are the people that my mom will call me, and they're like, and she's like, hi, nani anaendelea aje, you know, because we have come to realize that sawa, maybe she won't listen to me as much as I would like her to listen to me, but she's there. She has different ways of showing how much I mean to her. You understand what I'm saying? It is not even material. Sometimes she's just you can't understand, like, but my point is, you just need to understand what your friend, like what you can offer your friend and what your friend can offer you. You get what I'm saying? Do I have another example? Like, I have another example about my friend, another one. I won't tell you, but she's those kind of people who you need to call them. You need to constantly call them for them to feel that you're part of their life. You need to check up on them, and you have to have like a major conversation with them. And me, I'm not a caller.
Talk about party. Do you party?
No, I don't party.
Why?
I'm not a parter.
So that is something that I have come to learn, that it could be not working because I didn't understand that is what meant so much to her, you know. So that is something I need to up my game on. And for me, she has understood, and she knows how to treat me, and she knows how to work with me. Like when we are together, simu zetu zinakwanga huko mbali because we need to connect and we need to talk. So you really need to take your time to understand your friend and to know how, in what way they come through for you and in what way you come through for them. That's why it is important, and it is okay to have a bunch of very good friends, because sometimes when this one can't listen, this one can't listen, this one can't listen. You get what I'm trying to say? So it is very important to be able to have that whole combination for yourself. You get what I'm saying? As long as they are good people, and it can be any sex. It can be any sex. I'm not saying that this just happens to the ladies. And how to choose friendships. These are the things that you need to know about good friendships. Number one, if all your friends are not the things that I'm just about to mention, at least one of them, let them be present in your life. Number one, you need a cheerleader. You need someone to tell you, good job. Today, you did a really good job. Today, this was better than what happened the last time you did it. Today, you've really represented as well. You know, you need that cheerleader in you, and it is very important. As long we are in a generation where, number one, we replace people. Number two, we believe that we are so independent that we don't need people to be able to tell us that we are doing good or to be able to cheerlead us. We are our own cheerleaders, we are our own supporters, we are our own friends. honey, you don't need to live by that, by the way. That is hiyo ni maneno too, but deep within you know what you really want, and you need to feed your soul with what you want. So you need a cheerleader. Number 2, you need a mentor. You need to have, among your friends, you need to look at the person who's doing really good in their life, and you look up to them. Maybe you could be in the same career, or even not, or even the same business or whatever. You need to look up to them, and you're like, hey, and you need to have that mentor. Needs to be a person who can share and who's willing to share how they got there. You get what I'm saying? You need to look at them and you ask them the many questions, and this person is not even tired of asking you as many questions as possible, and they are ready to help you grow as much as they have grown, or even better. There's a time I asked this friend sometime back. She had a really nice job, and I was like, I would really like to have such a job, and I really hope that when I apply I will get a good job like you. And then she was like, you know what, imagine you'll get a better one than mine. And I was like, are you serious? Like, you know, she was a mentor. She was someone who was like, you need to do this, you need to up your game in this, you need to, they see you for who you are, and they are able to tell you their little secrets of becoming successful as they are, or even better. Another person you need in life is a coach. That is, I am talking about friendships. You need a friend. If not all of your friends can be a coach, you need that one person who will see your potential. Like, already they know that you're good enough, but they can see your potential, and they're pushing you. They will push you and they'll push you, and they'll show you that if you left this position of being I'll just use the kitchen, because you know what, girl loves to cook. So for example, if you're the chef who only does maybe the stews, the coach will be like, imagine if you try to go to the pastry side, you'll do so well. So you need a coach. You need someone to see your hidden passion or your hidden strength, and be able to bring it out for you, and to help you bring it out. You understand what I'm saying? Another kind of friend that you need in your life is someone who's available socially. First things first, if I was ever your drinking buddy, I am sorry. That was, oh my god, I wasted so much of your time. I don't mean socially in that kind of way. I mean socially in the way that you need to talk, and you need someone that you can step aside and have a cup of coffee, you know, as person who's available socially. I have so many friends. I have a specific friends of people that they are not available socially, and that's not because they don't want to, it's because they have crazy jobs, they travel a lot, they have families, they have husbands, you know, those kind of things. So I have learned to understand that it is okay that they are not available socially, but it is that friend that I can call, and I'm like, hey, you know, I need to talk, can we have a cup of coffee? And they are available socially. So it is important to have that kind of friend for you. And hey, types of toxic friendships. According to me, these are the kind of toxic friendships that I have encountered. We all love the tea. I personally love the tea. There's sometimes that something happens and I can't even wait to call someone and give them the tea. But if we can have a 1 hour conversation, and we're all just we're just talking about someone or something that happened, imagine that is so toxic. Please, in the middle of that conversation, or at least 10 minutes or 5 minutes of that gossip, let's just have a discussion about how we can both better our lives. You know, if we call each other, that's how friendships maybe fade away. Because when there is no tea, what are you guys gonna talk about when there's no tea? By then, some of my friendships have faded away because we no longer have anything to talk about. We can't talk about boys because now, you know, like there's no tea any longer. So another thing is someone who just takes from you, someone who's nisaidie, nifanyie, nipeleke, ninataka. My friend, wewe utanifanyia lini? I know there are those relationships, and I've talked about those relationships where you need to be more present than the other person, but someone can't be draining you all the time, and that's a very good friend. No, someone needs to be, at least, as I said, put something on the table. Don't take it too much. Don't take too much away from me. Don't take too much away from me. Allow me to be able to gain as much as you're gaining. Si kila saa nifanyie, ninataka, nipeleke, ninunulie. Hai? Another thing is the resenter. This is the person who's never happy to see your achievements. Oh, like you call them, you're like, hey, baby, when you buy Gary? They're like, will you buy Mazda? Damn you. Yani ukaenda kwa duka ukanunua Mazda. Hey, you call another person, you're like, nilibai shamba, ukanunua shamba sio kimao. You know, those kind of comments, they're not happy for you got a new job. Guy, yani kazi yako iko na huko. You know, those are the people that you need to run. You need to run. You need to run away from them. Another kind of toxic friendship that I have experienced is someone who's always talking about your problems, but when you solve that problem, they're not going to praise you. Like, for example, if you're trying to lose some weight and they're like, by the way, Aki, you need to go to the gym, you need to go, but just lose some weight. This person is not going to tell you, hey, by the way, good job. Nani akwambia hivyo? Haiwezi kuambia good job. Akwambia hivyo afurahie. These people will not be there to tell you, to praise you, you know. So you really need to avoid those people. And then now, hindo mama yao, hi, negative people. Aki, if you know me, you know I don't like negative people. I don't like people who are I don't like those people who are too much about aki hiyo siwezi, aki sijui nini. I don't like negative friendships, by the way. And talking about negative, I don't know what's wrong with us Kenyans and us girls. Mostly this happens with men, but this is so much happens to women. If a compliment is a compliment, just leave it at a compliment. Why do you add a question? Why do you add a question? I need to understand that. So for example, your hair looks good. Have you relaxed it? Your nails look amazing. Are they yours? Are they real? Have you done some acrylics? Are those tips? I can't have good nails. Your body looks amazing. Do you go to the gym? Your face looks amazing. Hiyo ni makeup gani? Umebleach. Your clothes are really, your clothes look really nice. Ni mtumba. Boo. You have nice teeth. Have you whitened? Your boobs are amazing. Are you wearing a push-up? Sita wewe uvae. Hapo ndo kwanza nimekasirika sana. Sita wewe uvae. Even you wear a push-up bra, so that you can all look good. Weirdo. You bought a car. Is it second hand? Does it matter? Does it matter? Anyway, guys, that's about it. I can talk and talk but that's the end of the video. How to deal with the toxic relationships, I already told you. Toxic friendships, I keep talking about relationships. But toxic friendships, the same way you deal with any toxic thing in your life. If you need to keep quiet, if you need to block this person, if you need to change your number, if you need to what do you need to do? If you need to write down your worries and try, if you need to avoid this person, just do it. That's how you deal with that toxic friendship, because toxic things are not important in our life, and we all know, and you're aware from day one when something is toxic. So when it's toxic, it is time to cut it off. So that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate. I love you so much. Kanyoroleng and ole sere. Mwah.